not say hello?
I did not say hello.
You don't like people? You don't like people. People don't like you. It all evens out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Cool. We're in the yeller as far as health goes. I wonder why that is.
The internet can totally see us now, though.
True. True, true, true. Hello, internet. I see that you can see us now. Ah, for some reason it thinks our resolution is not optimum.
Mm. Can you fix that? No.
Not really, no. Hello, person, whoever you may be.
Hi, person. Do you know that person is Clark?
I don't know who that person is. Loki, what you crying about?
Where's your toy? I can't play with you if you don't give me a toy. Ah, you did.
So let's see what we got going on the Craigslist. First up, we have a Spider E99. 25 bucks.
You get a barrel, an extra barrel.
So that's
And a
not
bag.
that's not terrible. 25 bucks for that. That's not terrible at all. I'll give it to him. Gun's worth like 5, maybe 10. And the bag is worth 5 to 10, so tanks were not worth anything. And then the extra barrel's a couple bucks. So yeah, 25 bucks, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. Plus it has a car charger with it. That's weird.
Are you sure that's included?
Well, you gotta charge the gun somehow.
I don't know what a E99 is. So
It's basically a Spider Extra that's electronic. We have one.
Is it the red one?
Mm-hmm. Then we've got a Shocker XLS for 450 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. If anyone's looking for a Shocker, that's a pretty good deal right there. So
Laser engraved.
you might be able to talk them down a little bit. 450, depending. I don't know what the shot count is on it. It seems a bit high, but not terrible by any means.
Paintball fun.
Paintball fun.
Free.
So anyone wants a free whatever this is? I have no idea. I think it's a piranha.
You want it?
Nope, I sure don't. I'm not willing to go get it.
Will you bring it to me, friend?
This
Again with the damn paint. Do you get a tank?
it does come with a scuba tank, which those things are expensive. So
$400?
that's pretty good.
How much is the scuba tank?
I don't know, expensive. I know that.
Well, if a scuba tank is
Now there's 2 watching. Hi, 2 people.
2 people. Oh, 2 people.
So that's not too bad. There's not really much to make fun of today. Well, these damn face masks are here again. It renewed on the 14th, so a couple of days ago. And again, you could not pay me enough to wear these on the field. Stop trying to sell them for 20 bucks. You couldn't pay me 20 bucks to get me to wear them.
He just wants to get rid of them now.
And then offer them for free or throw them in the trash. If anyone needs an R2 blue, this is a good deal. Not a great deal. I say that because you can get them from A&S Gear right now on sale for like $130. So this is a very good deal, but it's not a great deal.
But it would be the same thing.
These pads are good. If he wasn't so far away, I'd go get them.
Where is he? Shady side? Is that
It's
Shady?
marked as
Pittsburgh. But
Uptown.
That's not uptown, though. Where that circle is that uptown?
Yes. That's downtown. That's uptown.
Ah.
It's like East Liberty, Shenley area. So $20 for that. That's actually a good deal. So much to jump on that. Oh, here we can make fun of this. $175 for these. No.
But look at that cool tank.
No.
With the flames.
The only thing on here that
Is that a pump?
no, none of them are pumps.
Then what's that?
That's an A5. It's got a shroud on the barrel. It's got a barrel shroud.
It looks like a
And that A5 is really the only thing that's like worth anything. It's sort of like used as like 40, maybe $50. So 175, way too much, bud. Way too much. So we can make fun of that one a little bit. Loki, stop, dog.
He just wants to play. Where is it?
I think it's under our chairs.
It's under.
That's about all to make fun of today. That's about it. Not too much to make fun of today.
We now have one.
Why do you have so many scuba tanks, Eric? Better question, if you have so many scuba tanks,
Why are you ever paying for air?
well, you gotta fill them somehow.
No, but if you had a scuba tank, why would you go to the field and pay for air?
How would you fill your scuba tank?
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
We have 3 now watching.
Woohoo!
Woo woo! Woo
Woohoo!
woo!
3 now watching. Why do you have scuba tanks, Eric? What kind of stuff would you like me to make fun of, Dalton? I'm not sure I have the knowledge about other things to make fun
Pick a
of them.
topic. I'll find a way to make fun of it.
We'll find a way to make fun of it. But you gotta give me something
We
to
got
look
4
up.
now. Woo woo! Woo woo!
Get it. Get
What?
get the thing.
What thing?
The thing you wanted to talk about.
I don't know the thing. Did you put it out? Okay.
Okay, so not you. So what should we... That's a good start, Dalton. Not making fun of you, but what do you want us to make fun of? So first, I got my first Christmas gift. And it's a very nice Planet Eclipse headband. It's nice and squishy with foam in the front. And it's the right colors, red and black.
Ninja.
And it should be pretty good.
I knew got that for you, love.
I said from my wife, didn't I?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I definitely said that.
Okay, I didn't.
So yeah, I always complain that my foam gets all gross because I sweat into it, and so she took some pity on me and got me a headband.
Well, you weren't gonna buy it for yourself.
That's
so
true.
I decided to buy it for you.
I wouldn't have bought it for myself, it's true.
Oh, you weren't. And you wouldn't have gotten the Planet Eclipse one.
I definitely would not have gotten Planet Eclipse.
So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to me. I still haven't gotten her anything. I don't know what I'm going to get her.
You have
I have
6 days to figure it out.
Can I just take credit for my parents' gift for you?
No. you
Can I
can't.
take credit for my mother's gift for you? Because I told her to get it for you.
Maybe. I told you what I wanted.
Yes, I did. I didn't buy it for myself, though. You must remember. I did not buy it. It was bought for me. So I will happily use it, but I did not buy it.
Look at that. Minion bought me a gift.
Good. Then I'll claim Minion's gift. I'll claim credit for that, because he's my Minion. So
All
I'll
of our
claim-
team peoples are here, Dan. This is a very good live to introduce what we are going to introduce.
Yay.
Woo woo!
Yay.
I don't like
Well, no, I did get you. You asked for a new lens for your mask, and you asked for foam, and I got both of those things for you.
Was that supposed to be my Christmas present?
Didn't you say they were for Christmas?
No, I did not. Never. I told you what I wanted. See if you were listening to me.
He actually made it for you. He did not. He did not
That's...
get it for you. Sometimes that's better.
Oh no, I told you what I wanted. I told you 2 things you could get me.
But Team Secret Santa, we didn't even... That's not something that even came to my brain. I don't particularly like Secret Santa, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to go ahead and explain this right quick.
Right quick, people.
I'm terrible at gift giving. I'm also terrible at gift getting. And the reason for that is because most of the time, if I want something, I just go buy it. If I want it, I buy it. The only things I'm not going to buy for myself, usually...
Underwear.
Well, that's because you always buy it for me. Usually the only thing I won't buy for myself is something that is too expensive, that I don't want to spend money on, that much money. Which means I'm also not going to ask other people to buy it for me, because if I'm not willing to spend that money, why would they be willing to spend that money? And then I'm terrible at giving people gifts because I'm just bad at it. All of my Christmas shopping is done, except for one person, as you probably know. The reason for that is because that one person did all the shopping for everybody.
And my gifts are quite spectacular. I'm very proud of them.
So you could go shop for yourself and then put my name on the card.
I told you what I wanted. That it involved no money whatsoever.
She wants me to record myself playing the guitar and singing a song.
How hard is that?
Pretty hard.
You got a camera right there. You got a guitar upstairs. You know the song already.
I offered to do it live.
I don't want it live.
I even said I would do it naked for you. You can record it. Anyway, so that was the gift that she got for me. Yay.
He's got one more coming.
I've got one more coming. Is that one paintball as well?
You know what it is. You just haven't opened it yet.
It is free.
I am very easy. I'm a very easy person.
You are pretty easy. Everyone knows that. Play the guitar for you? What do you want me to play? I'll think about it. It's not really paintball related.
It just brings me to my knees. You singing.
I could
and the
read.
Guitar playing and.
I could read. I could write a paintball song, and then play that for you. No, Clark, you're not supposed to.
No one. We did not discuss any gifts.
No gifts were discussed amongst our team. No Secret Santa was discussed amongst the team. That's just something that Alex decided to make up.
Well, Secret Santa is an actual thing that people do, but
it is.
We decided not.
We did not do that. It's not that we can't.
No.
Like, I'd be willing to do that.
We have 3 weeks before we have our team meeting. You want to do a Secret Santa? I'll start pulling names.
We can if you guys want to, but that's not something I had even thought of.
It's going to be very difficult unless you are here, though, to do the Secret Santa. Unless
it would be at the meeting.
Yes, but at that point, the meeting we could bring the gifts, so I could.
What we would have to do.
Pick for everybody.
We'd have to pick them out and hold. Everyone have to close their eyes. Everyone except the one person close their eyes. Hold it up. That person gets to read it.
We could get one of those spinny wheels and put everybody's name on it and then spin. But again, someone would have to close their eyes while the spinning happened. So that does not work.
Oh, that's nice. What's an RNG?
I don't know. I don't know what that stands for.
I don't understand these
random name generator.
I don't understand these hip new words that you young people use.
It means random name generator.
You're a random name generator.
Okay.
Well, I think overall the answer is no, we're not going to do that.
But that can be discussed at the meeting if we want to do it next year.
I'm going to lay down the law. This is me laying the law. The law has been laid.
A random number generator. Name, number. I guess it would. Are you swimming?
No, I'm laying the law.
Okay, I heard you.
It takes a few laps to do
It
that.
takes a
You
few.
want to make sure it's clean and precise. The law, that is.
Yeah. Of course, obvious.
Unlike the actual laws of our nation. Okay, so the next thing we were going to talk about is for the last, ever since the weekend. What, Saturday? Sunday? Saturday.
Sunday. Saturday. We went to
I
the
kind
bar.
of assumed that it would be weird if you gave something to her but not to me. Like, we all know that you and pretty much everyone else wants in her pants, but, like, that would be really extreme.
Nobody wants in my pants.
Anyway, so since Saturday...
My pants are very small. They would not fit in them.
On Saturday, we were reffing.
Oh, yeah, Saturday we were roughing.
And I don't remember what brought it up or anything, but I was like, you know, it'd be interesting just to see how I did at the tournament compared to the other players.
You messaged John, didn't you, and say, what were my stats? What are you doing, Luke?
No.
Okay, then continue. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Because we were talking about the street ball tournament that I had done, and I said, yeah, so the orange team came in third place, but how well did I do as a player compared to other players? Loki, what are you doing, dog? What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's turning around. He wasn't comfortable that way.
You're being a pest. Yeah, you're being weird. Because and I'm not saying that this is the case by any means, but so we had 12 points, and then purple had 14 and green had 16. So the top team beat us by 4 points. So our team lost by 4 points, but perhaps I individually, out of our 12, maybe I had 9, and each of the green players only had, what, 4? 3? 3 points each. So, you know, player to player, I would be better than all of them. Now, that's not the case. I know for a fact I didn't have 9. I'm not saying I did. But it just came to my mind. I was like, I wonder how I did as a player compared to the other players, not as a team compared to the other teams. I should keep track of that. So we expanded on that a little bit, and we decided that we'll keep track of the two of us. And all of you are welcome to join it if you want to.
It is quite easy.
It's very easy to keep track of. All you have to do is take the day-by-day info, and we'll compile it all together. And it's just interesting to see, in my opinion. If you guys don't want to do it, you certainly don't have to, but you are all welcome to. And so for the daily, we just have... I don't know if I downloaded that yet. We just have this little printout. You put how many kills you had.
Shouldn't it be in...
How many... Actually, it might be included in here.
It should be. Everything was included in the same thing.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. Right, so this is for the individual, just regular rec ball day. I'm looking at, here we go. So you have so you can keep track of everything. Obviously, you put who you are, what park you're playing at, and the date. And then you put for each game. So, what type of game it is. If we're at Three Rivers that day, I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's two flag. But what field it is, how many players approximately.
And that's on both sides.
Yeah, so I have little definitions down here. Does not need to be exact, and also depends on, it's per team. So it's 7 on 7, so you'd put 7 players. Or if it's 10 on 10, you put 10 players. Number of respawns, again, that depends on the field. So if you're at Three Rivers, it's just one or no respawns at all. If you're at P3, it could be infinite, could be 2, whatever. Then there's the normal the things we keep track of. So how many games you won, how many you lost, how many kills, how many deaths. A flagpole would be, we have the definition down here, ends the game. So for example, Three Rivers, if you get the flagpole, you win. It ends the game. Then you also have objectives. Objectives do not end the game, so that would be an example of a P3 thing where you have the slapsticks or the flags. It's a 10-minute game, and you have to, at the end of 10 minutes, whoever has the most wins. So that would be an objective. It doesn't end the game. Assists would be one of two things. Either someone gets a kill because you helped them. So if I'm shooting at somebody and then ADOG runs up behind them and gets them, I get an assist for that. Or the same thing with like getting a flag or something like that. The other option would be if ADOG and I are both shooting at the same person and that person gets out, we don't know who got them, so we both get an assist for that. So that's the kind of the daily layout. That's just kind of what I decided I wanted to keep track of, just to see what's going on, how it got going.
Because I did all the math on this, so we have a score, and it's I won't bore the people who don't care about math and their calculations, but not every category is weighted the same, and you are adding everything up essentially. But you are subtracting your losses and your deaths.
It doesn't show up too well in there, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's very blurry.
Yeah, it doesn't show up too well.
But you'll see it at the team meeting. We're going to
we're going to go over it at the team meeting.
We do have... So we're going to have the yearly statistics, so everything combined. We have overall scenario, specific scenario, individual scenario, and we also have overall tournament, specific tournament, and individual tournament. So with scenarios, we're also counting awards. We are counting objectives started and objectives completed. So it's completely up to you if you want to participate in this. We kind of did the yearly a rough estimate of the 2018 statistics based on the tournaments, the scenarios done.
So if you guys, all of you vote right now, everyone that's in here, do you guys want to know how do you want to know the score of the rough estimates we did for 2018 on how everyone did? Give me a yes or a no. Ready, go.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Which is which? Is an up a yes?
An up is a yes.
Okay. We've got two shores. That's
I spent many hours.
Alex, just because you're not on the team, well, you're not in this estimate, but you could keep track of your own if you wanted day by day and send me the information.
We'll add them to. You can be an honorary member. We'll add you onto it.
We'll keep track if you want us to. But everyone has to do their own daily. You just send us the daily report and we'll put it in. Well, that's 3 yeses. I'm missing Clark.
Well, that still wins.
That's still the majority, so we're going to do it.
Do you want to discuss how we created the score that they got?
If you want to. You're the one who likes math, no one else.
I feel that Mr. Alex the engineer.
Mr. Alex the engineer. Clark, pay attention. We said, do you want to know the rough score for 2018? Yes or no? He says he likes math, he's just not good at it. And you're going to be an engineer?
An engineer?
I don't want you building my dams. He said sure as well.
Kind of engineer.
Then he changed it to yes. Okay, so I don't know how well you guys can see that. Let me make it a little bigger here. Whee!
Okay, so I'm going to briefly discuss some things, specifically the awards. So, if you win award individually, so I got 2 points for the general award. Eric got 2 points for Young Gun, or no, not the one with the shield for Reapers. So you get 2 points for an individual award. You get 1 point for any team awards. If there is an award that is given to 2 players, but it is an individual award, you both get 1 point. I think the Young Guns, we made a half a point because it is not fair, because not everybody on the team can get a Young Gun award.
Yeah, there's some of us that aren't even in the running for that, and that seems a little unfair. So it's worth less. But pretty soon that won't matter, because
all of you will be over 18.
You're all getting to the point where they're not going to give them to you anyway. In fact, I would say even now they probably won't give it to you anyway.
Because you're too good. I've been playing for too long.
Yeah, it's more how long everyone's been playing. But in any case, so here we have it. So we skipped over Rec altogether, because these are all just estimates, and there's no way we could have estimated how many Rec games each of us have played.
We also skipped out on kills and deaths.
Skipped on kills and deaths, again, because there's no way we could figure that out. I could have figured me somewhat out just from watching videos, but then no one else would have had them, and that would be extremely unfair, because I'd have all the kill-death ratio and no one else would. So that would be extremely unfair. And then assists, for the same reason, kill-death, just not in there. But what we do have for the estimate, we have scenarios played, tournaments played, scenarios won, scenarios lost, tournaments points. Now, tournament points is a little bit weird too. We'll get into that in a bit. We also have objectives started / flag pulls, and objectives completed / flag hangs, and then awards. So you've never gotten an award at a scenario? Well, that's because you don't play scenarios. That's why. You need to play more scenarios, and then you win more awards. Duh. So now, for the tournament points, you get 1 point for starting from the bottom team. You get 1 point for each number up till your placement. So, for example, at the 2-man tournament that Luke and I played, we came in 4th place out of 9. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We get 6 points for that. Dalton came in 3rd, so he gets 7 points for that out of 9. Makes sense. And then I played the street ball tournament, and I came in 3rd out of 5, so I get 5, 4, 3. I get 3 points for that. So that's how the tournament points work. Everything else is pretty self-exclamatory.
The objectives started and the objectives completed when we were trying. And again, this is rough because we had to try to count everybody's objectives.
Yeah, we were trying to remember what everyone did.
All of the scenarios and some of the tournaments, because Luke, and sorry, Dalton, we did not pay attention to your tournament objectives. We apologize.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know if you got a flag pull
flags
or a flag
and flagging and stuff for that tournament.
But essentially, with the objectives started and the objectives completed, the example of the skulls when we were doing, getting them into the ring, you all got completed for doing that. So whoever got a skull in, and the mission, if the mission actually was completed, you got it completed, and then you got an individual start point for every skull you put in the ring.
Well, let's define what a start versus a complete is first before you get into that.
Okay, I was giving an example.
So, an objective started / flag pull would be, a flag pull is for tournaments. If you're the first to get the flag, you get points in the tournament. You get a point here. An objective started would be, for example, at Mission Masters, where we had to hold the button. Okay, you hold the button. It was a 7-minute long thing. Let's say I held it for 5 minutes instead of 7, and then A-Dog held it for the last 2 minutes. I would get it started because I did a lot of the work. I helped and everything, but I didn't finish it, so I don't get full credit for it. I get, what is it, half? Is that a half credit?
No, you get it started and I get it.
I know, but how much is the started worth?
The started is worth 0.75.
Is worth 3/4 as much as a completed. So now in reality, I did hold that button for the whole time, so I got a completed, which is worth 1 point. But if I had just started it, I would have gotten a 75% of it, and then A-Dog would have gotten the rest of it. She would have gotten the full thing. And now for Nazi zombies with the skulls, what she was saying was those skulls. That's a group mission. So everyone that participated in that gets 1 complete point. One objective completed point. So I got 1, Eric got 1, Dalton got 1, and Clark got 1 because not Clark. Who was the other person?
No.
Was it Clark? It was me, Eric, Dalton.
I think it was Clark. I think Clark got 1, Dalton got 1, you got 1, and Minion got 3.
I can't remember how we. That's probably right.
I think that's what we did.
So all 4 of us got a completed point. And then we got 1 start point for however many skulls we put in there. So I got 1 because I put 1 skull in. Dalton got 1 because he put 1 skull in. Eric, I believe we gave you 3. And Clark got 1, I guess.
We might have not given Clark 1.
I'm not sure Clark did that.
I think it was a battle between whether it was Clark or State Farm. And if we are incorrect, please do not drag on. If we miss a point, I'm so sorry.
These are all estimates.
Roughly estimates. We wanted to make sure that the math calculations and the weights of things made sense.
It would be much, much better for the 2019 season where we actually track everything. This was just us going through and trying to figure it out.
We were trying to make sure, and we used some pictures, and we tried to make sure that everybody got a point. And as you can tell, a lot of we tried to get as many points as we could, but for the weighted, so for rec win and rec loss, those are a half point. So it's not, and then scenario win and scenario loss are worth 1, and then tournament points is worth 1. And there's obviously not tournament wins and tournament losses or rank in that regard. If you look at the tournament individual, you have tournament 1, tournament loss, and you have your rank, which is the points. We just completely added the points. Your kills and deaths are weighted at a half. Your objectives started are weighted at 3/4. Your objectives completed or the flag hang is weighted at 1 because in the tournament regard, if you're not hanging the flag, you're not going to win that game, that specific game of the tournament. So we felt that wins and losses and the flag hang / objectives completed were worth a full point. Assists are 1/4. Tournament points are worth 1, like I said, and award points are a half.
Now, as far as your questions here, Clark, this will be for both. But again, it'll be tracked daily. If you decide to participate in this, you certainly don't have to. You'll be responsible for tracking your own info. So every day that I play, I will go through my daily tally here, whether it be rec ball or snare or whatever, and I'll keep track of what I've done. Guys, if you decide to participate in this, it comes down to honor code. Don't give yourself 20 kills when you only had 18. You know what I mean? And if you're not sure if you got a kill, just don't count it. How's that? If you're not, try to be honest with this. It's for fun, right? It's supposed to be fun, so there's no reason to make yourself the guy, Now, Alex, keep in mind, though, that different games have different amounts of objectives, where some objectives are bigger or smaller. That is entirely true, which is why we split them up a little bit. So this is the overall, but if we were to go to the
There is a specific. It's back that way.
specific scenario, so there's objectives started, objectives completed.
And those are all weighted differently as well.
Yeah, so like objectives started is weighted less than objectives, and as I mentioned, different objectives go into it different ways, with different points and everything. So,
And if you, essentially, you need to keep track of your kills and your deaths and the overall open play. But we're usually with you when you play a scenario. So if you just want to, say, hey, I participated in this, or at the end of the day say, these were all the objectives I was involved in, we can help you out with that so that you're not worried about every little detail.
right.
So really the individual stuff, the honor code stuff, the kills and the deaths, I'm not going to be paying attention to you and following you around counting all of your kills.
And if you decide to participate, Eric, don't worry, we'll get you I'll probably just email you the Excel spreadsheet and you can print them out. But yeah, so for the year of 2018, keeping in mind these are all estimates and many things have been skipped because there's no way we could possibly count them. I think he wants to go out.
He was just out. He was out for 10 minutes.
Well, what's he barking at?
I think he hears dogs barking, so he's barking at the...
So, as you can see, I'm sure you probably have all looked at it already. I win.
Of course you do. Also, so you got the weighted, but for this to make any sense, so everything is added up except for the losses and the deaths. Those are subtracted from your score, and then we added up rec play, scenario played, and tournament played, and we took the total of all the other stuff, divided it by all of the stuff that we've played, and that gives you the average of everything that happened.
So, yeah.
So your
and again,
score,
there's percentages. They're not all worth the same. But basically, it's this plus this plus this minus this minus this plus this minus this plus this plus this plus this plus this, all divided by this plus this plus this. Some are worth more than others, but that's basically how it works. Who wants to talk to you, love?
I don't know who this person is.
Cool. So I have 7.8 or 7.9 basically. What?
Okay.
You're making hand motions. In second place is Dalton with 6 1/3. Congratulations, Dalton, for being number 2. Which brings me to another point, Dalton. In 2019, at the 2-man tournament, you and I will win. So, I don't know if you're promised to somebody else, but if not, you and I. We got this.
Also, and I think this, excluding the objectives completed and started, because you obviously did all of that. If you take that out of account, Dan and Dalton are significantly higher because they did tournament points. And that's what that was worth. That's weighted as a 1. So, not to take anything away from you guys, you both are awesome. You're both amazing, awesome players. I'm trying to make the other people feel a little better.
Why?
Because I love everybody and I think everybody is spectacular.
I beat them. That's all that matters. Now, in third place, this one was pretty close, but in third place came Minion. You've got 5.7. Followed by Luke at 5.25, which is actually pretty good because Luke didn't play as many games as everyone else. His scenario were only 2, and then 1 tournament, which I think actually helped him a lot because he didn't have as much to... He did fairly well in those things, like we won the scenario, and then we came in 4th place at the tournament. So the less he did actually kind of helped him, I think. And then A-Dog at 3.5. And then Clark, you came in last at 3.1. Sorry, Clark. It's just how it is. Now, A-Dog, she has a bit of a disadvantage because specifically at D-Day, as General,
I can't get any objectives started.
There's no objective. She can't get any objectives because she's stuck in the tent. So, that's one that was a major disadvantage for her. But then she and Clark had the big disadvantage of, well, I guess Minion as well. You guys didn't play any tournaments, so you didn't get any tournament points. Who's he? Heed. Who is the Heed? Clark or Luke?
I think Dalton.
Or Dalton, for that matter.
No, Dalton beat him.
Yeah, Dalton beat him.
Then I think Clark.
But in any case, the rec balls were absolutely not counted because there's no way we were going to think about that. There's no way we even could have thought about that. I was very tempted as I went through watching the two-man tournament videos to count flagpoles and stuff of me and Luke. I was very tempted to count our kills and deaths.
You counted the flagpoles and flag hunts.
Yes, I did. I was tempted to count the kills and deaths.
Yes, you included everything. I'm sorry. Yes, you were. I stopped you. I said no.
I was tempted to do that, but I did not.
So.
He's Luke.
Roughly the rough stuff. We just wanted to make sure that the weighted stuff made sense. We didn't want scores to look obtuse or too low or not make any sense in regard, and I think we did a pretty good job.
You spell accepted wrong, Eric.
And so the weightedness that I gave you is specifically for the yearly statistics, but we definitely took into account what should be weighted more in every individual play style. So scenarios are completely differently weighted than rec. And
rec is worth the least amount. So rec wins are worth less than scenario wins.
No, they're
and
not.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. I'm sorry.
And tournament, there's not really tournament win versus loss. You count the points. So I guess technically tournaments are worth more than scenarios as well, but like they kind of even out. But yeah, rec wins are definitely worth less.
Because, and going back to the tournament points and scenarios, you can only play so many scenarios in a year. But like you said, if you only do 10 tournaments and both have 10 teams and you get first place, that's 20 points automatically. So the tournament points are, even though they're not technically weighted differently, because of the points you get for that tournament win. Because say you played in one tournament and you played in one scenario, so 1 and 1, but you're not looking at, I played in one tournament. You're looking at, I got 4th place in a 5-team tournament, so now I'm 4 versus 1. So tournaments are heavily weighted.
I play rec for wins. Who plays rec for wins? Now kills are worth the same no matter where you got them. If you got them in scenarios, you got them in rec, they're all worth the same. Same with deaths. Assists are always worth the same. Now, so for us specifically for this year, we tried to count as accurately as we could, but we couldn't remember everything. I guarantee you this is a little biased towards A-Dog and I because we remember what we did more specifically than we remember what you did. It's not that we were trying to be unfair. It's just, of course, I'm going to remember what I did more than I'm going to remember what Minion did at any particular game.
Well, we analyzed and we wanted to make
we
sure
looked at pictures, we looked at videos, we tried to just kind of fill it out as best we could. The tournaments were fairly easy. First of all, I'm the only one who played the street ball tournament, so that was easy. I knew exactly what I did. But then the two-man tournament, I had videos of it all, so that was easy to count. We looked at a bunch of pictures for Mayon, for D-Day, for Nazi Zombies, and then Atlas Rising was just the two of us, so that gave us an advantage. Not only did we win that game, we also won 2 awards for it, so that definitely helped us.
And we did
objectives. Reaper Siege, we looked at pictures.
And then we went to Ion. And Ion is very difficult And we struggled with what was considered a thing for Ion.
Well, Luke, they are estimates, and they don't include anywhere near all of it.
So those numbers are completely askew, and they're definitely going to be different next year.
Yeah, so
and
if you guys decide to participate in this, they will absolutely be more accurate and bigger.
so like these numbers, honestly, the only reason we did it was to make sure
that it was working right.
The weightedness made sense to us, and that it wasn't ridiculous. So those numbers, they're just estimates.
And this is not
Don't
a
take
perfect
them-
system.
Don't take them seriously.
As we play the year, they may change. For example, what Alex just said, rec kills should be worth less. That I can see where you're going with that, and I don't necessarily disagree. I'm not sure how we would integrate that into the overall.
We would have to separate them, and we would have to do rec kills, scenario kills.
Tournament
and
kills.
tournament
We'd have to,
kills.
yeah, we'd have to separate it. So we may end up doing that. That seems like a lot of work, though.
I'll notate that though.
But yeah, so
I'll
it's still
make
a.
note of
We're
it.
still in, work of all this. It's not like it's a perfect system and we can't change it at all.
And that's why we wanted to share it with you. We wanted your advice. We wanted.
Scenario kills are not harder to get, especially depending on the scenario. Think of Ion. Do you know it's so easy to get kills at Ion because there's thousands of people to shoot at. In Rec Ball, you've got less people to shoot at, so less hits you're gonna get. That's true. You are often playing with, but at scenarios you play a lot of new players as well. Not as much. What's Pup? What's going on, Pup? What's up, Pup? So let's see. Let's go through a few of the numbers, like awards. So we counted awards, like A-Dog was saying. If it's an individual award, it's worth 2. If it's the team award, it's just worth 1. So
Even if it's
if it's given to more than one person, it's
Thank
only
you.
worth 1 point. You're welcome. So for example, at Mayon and D-Day, A-Dog won the game, so she got the award for winning. She got the generalship award or whatever it is. So that was 2 points each that she got for that. And then at Nazi Zombies, we won most valuable team. So everyone that was there, we just get 1 point for that because it is a group point.
And then, as we were saying, Minion won the Shield Award
So you
at
got-
Reapers,
so
so he got 2.
You got 2 points for that, and then you got 1 point for the most valuable team at Nazi Zombies, which gave you a total of 3 awards. Dalton, you participated in Nazi Zombies. You got 1 point for that. Clark, you got 1 point for that. I got 1 point for that. And then we also decided that the XO gets, so the general gets 2 points, but the XO will get 1 point for a win. So when she got her 2 for Ion and 2 for Mayon, I got 1 from each of those as well. And guys, speaking on that, I know you guys are going to say, well, that's not fair. Well, yeah, it is fair. If you guys want a general, I encourage you to do
Go
so.
for in general.
Eric, you and I have already talked about that. If one of you wants to general, please do. And if one of you wants to XO for the other one, please do. If you want one of us to XO for you, we'll be more than happy to do that. I encourage you guys to get up in
The
there.
only reason I generaled in the beginning for D-Day is because that's not my game. Playing for 6 hours straight and not feeling that I've done anything to help anybody is not fun for me. So I thought, oh, I get to sit in a tent and tell people what to do and feel that I'm helping you guys win the game.
So, yeah, she has that. She got 2 points for winning it, but then she gets no points for anything
I have no
during the
points
day.
for anything else.
She did get objective started points for the landing. So the first 45 minutes of the day, everyone that was there got 2 starter points because our objective was to hold both flags for 40 minutes? For 40 minutes. So technically speaking, both of those missions were started. We lost the beach, so neither one of them was completed. So everyone that was there got 1 point on started objective for each flag. So we got 2. And so the awards, so I got 1 for Mayon, 1 for D-Day, and 1 for Reaper Siege, 2 from Atlas Rising.
Why did you get 1 for Reaper Siege?
We got the
leadership
award.
Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting that.
And 1 from Nazi Zombies. A-Dog got 2 from Mayon, 2 from D-Day, 2 from Atlas Rising, 1 from Reaper Siege, and 1 from Nazi Zombies, giving her 8. So the awards are worth 1 point. Objectives completed / flag hangs. So I got 1 flag hang at the street ball tournament, 2 or 3 at the 2-man tournament, some flag hangs at D-Day, so on and so forth. So there's a bunch there.
Also, the reason some of yours are so high is because we went to Ion, and so that scenario, and Alex can attest to this, at one point the XO that was in the tent was like, oh, Dan walked past him and he was like, what do you have for me now? So that was counted as a completed, that the props we had, he delivered them. So that gave him a lot of points because he kicked ass at Ion.
No, it didn't. I got 1 completed point for that.
Okay, but you got a lot of the started point. No, you got more than 1 completed point for that.
I got 3 because I brought 3 things
and
back.
then those.
The starter. We just gave me 1 for that. We reduced it down to 1.
No, we reduced it down to 10.
Why did we reduce it to 10?
I gave you 10 for something.
Why did you give me 10 for that? We reduced it to 1 starter because there's no way you can count all of that.
Well, no, I deleted the 10. I'm sorry. You had 35.
Yes.
I apologize for that. I'm sorry. But again, the more scenarios you play, considering that the only time you're going to get objectives completed and objectives started are with scenarios. I guess there's still rec. We didn't decide if we were counting rec. Well, we have an objectives for rec ball.
Yeah, they would go into that.
Okay.
So Alex, for that question, ones that you found and gave to me, you would get a starter point and I would get a finish point. We did talk about that. That was something that was definitely discussed. How do we do that?
Ion is difficult.
Ion is definitely difficult because of just the size and how much there is.
There's props that are in the beginning. So they start out and you know that there are 4 props specifically for Mayhem alone. But then they'll call over the radio, you need to do this. And last year, this year, Brilliance ensued. Let's clean up skirmish. And they, instead of the long pods that the parks give you here to hold your paint, they give you these kind of peanut butter jar pods.
That's legitimately what they are. They're little peanut butter jars.
Peanut butter jars. And so they were like, you need to collect these. And so that was what, a point each for every peanut butter jar we collected?
I'm not sure what it was.
So they start out with a list of missions that, you have your main general, and then you have individual companies within Germany and the Americas, or America. And so then you get added missions throughout the 2 days. So to try to count and remember everything, every prop you picked up, or every prop you gave to somebody because they were going off the field, Because your mission is to stay on the field as long as possible. So if you found like 10 props, but you're like, here, you're leaving
Yeah.
because
So
you're
Alex,
out of paint.
regarding your question or your point there, it depends on what prop it was. So those peanut butter jars, we didn't count each one of those as a point. We gave
I think
we gave us all
I think you got 5.
one completed point, right?
I think we got 1 completed point, and then I think we did like 5 for you and 3 for me for starter points.
I don't think we did any start points. I think we just did begin. I think we just did finalized points. But if it was an actual prop, like I found a bomb or something, she found the ring. We got 1 completed point for that. So I don't remember. I know you found jars, but I don't know if you found me an actual prop. But for the jars, everyone that turned in a jar just got 1 completed point because that's a team thing. And there's not really a way you can count them. So it was the same thing at Nazi Zombies that we did. We had to find body parts later about. So do you give 1 point for each body part? Do you give 1 point for each jar? Do you give a starter point for each? No, we just decided that anyone that participates in it gets 1 completed point, because it's not you have to bring this many to win. It's just you get points for however many you find.
And then for Reapers, they had those coins all over the ground, and Xavier from SAS, who's in charge.
So
of
the same thing
Slaughterhouse,
for that.
he did the coins.
It's not a specific number you need to get. It's just however many you get points for having that many. So we didn't get 1 starter point for each coin we found. We didn't get 1 completion point for each coin we found. We just got 1 complete point if you found at least 1 coin. Jeez.
And so that may be a little off in our number count, because I don't even know. I don't think we counted the coins this time.
We did.
I thought we just discussed the coins.
I think we did.
But we had no idea. Like, we knew what we collected, and I know
I would not have been able to count the coins or the jars that I collected.
And we didn't know if you guys had collected coins.
Which I'm sure you guys did.
I think we might have given a point for everybody just to say that we all collected coins.
I think we did.
I don't think you and
I think we did at Reapers. I think we did. But like, yeah, with Reapers, they had whole handfuls of coins. Like, how do you count that? I turned in like 4 of those. How do I count that?
Now, at Reapers, the color mattered, and it
did.
They were worth things, so they were like worth money that you could buy things. Indeed. Or you could buy points.
And then at Ion, I turned in so many jars. We filled a backpack, we filled a sweatshirt, all my pockets, and this was several times. I went back and forth and found them. So, like, do I give myself 30, 40 points for each individual one? No, that's obnoxious and just would not work.
With Ion, you may have not found 10 of them. 3 other people may have given you jars and then you said, hey, I'm going off the field to get air. Well, so I still have air. I'm not going to leave the field. Here are my jars. That also needs to come into play as well, because you didn't collect those jars. You just handed them in.
You're not necessarily wrong, Alex, which is why. So the good example of what you're talking about, where the skulls at Nazi Zombies, we had to put 6 of them in the circle. So if you watch the videos, you know what I'm talking about, where I tossed 1 in. And as I said before, everyone that put a skull in gets a starter point for the number of skulls they put in there. So I got 1 starter point because I put 1 skull in.
Eric got 3.
Eric got 3 of them, so he got 3 starter points. And then everyone that participated in it, everyone that put at least 1 skull in there, got a completion point. And that's kind of how we weighed what you're talking about. But then as far as the individual things, the things that, like I said, it's not you have to collect 5 body parts. It's that there are body parts spread about, and for each one you get a point. Well, how do you do that? How do you score that? So all we decided is that anyone that carries at least one body part gets one completion point. It doesn't matter if you carried one body part or if you carried 10 body parts, you get one completion point. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we
That's
talked
what we
about.
decided.
Yeah. So it's not perfect by any means, and if you guys have any suggestions, please hand them over to us. We'll certainly look at it and see how it works. But none of you are required to participate in that by any means. Just honestly something I just wanted to do for myself. And then we were just playing with it and testing to see if it actually worked and everything.
Also, we can do it this year, and if it turns out that it makes absolutely no sense, then there are many years to come, so it can always be worked upon and, critiqued and made to be fair. And don't think that those numbers we were trying to not be fair. We can only pay attention to so many things, and
Right.
we tried to make
and like
sure
I said,
that
2018, what's up there? Nowhere near accurate. As
not
far as
even-
like everything that all the numbers that are on there were earned, but that's nowhere near all of the points.
specifically, and the awards were easy, and the tournament points and the scenario wins, and that was all easy because that was stuff that, you showed up. But to pay attention to everything you did, I just can't. I can't personally do. So if you want to participate in it, just say, hey, this is what I did. We always hang out after with all the awards and how long it takes between when the buzzer ends for a scenario. You could be filling all that out while they're getting ready to do the raffle. So that's all stuff that.
So Alex said, or maybe make a section for small props where you can count each individual jar, but weight it at a lot less.
Oh, we could.
So the thing about that would be, Alex, I guess a couple of things. How do you decide what is a small prop versus a medium prop versus a big prop? We could certainly figure that out. It would be a case-by-case basis, but some of them would be kind of hard to figure that out. Secondly, what do you weigh them at? Do you give it 10% of a total? Do you give it half as much? That would come into it as well. Again, we could figure that out, but it would take some doing. But the most important thing, the biggest obstacle in that would be actually keeping track of that. Do you have any idea how many jars you carried? Because I have no idea how many jars I carried. By the time it was over, I gave A-Dog the estimate. I was like, it had to be at least 20. But I promise you that it was way more than that because I literally filled a backpack with them. So I honestly don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll see. It's gonna be. That's just. There's already a lot to track, and I feel like you're adding something in there that's just ridiculous. Yeah. So Eric, you have no idea how many coins you had, and then each coin was worth a different too. So there were like 4 different colors. Each coin was worth a different amount of points. So how would you separate those? And then you'd have to take time to count how many coins you collected. How many of this color, how many of this color, how many of this color, and this, and then you have to write it down. Meanwhile, the game's going on, and you're over here counting coins. So, although, Alex, I know what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, I just think that you're adding a dimension into it that is just above and beyond anything that we're wanting to incorporate. If you want to do that for yourself, let me know how it goes. But yeah, so I plan on starting, if we go play another rec game at all before the new year. I'm hoping to play on Saturday, but it's going to depend on the weather. I'm going to bring the daily with me. I will keep track and we'll test it, just see how it works for the daily. Um, but then, yeah, starting in 2019, I plan on keeping track of just about everything. So all my kills, all my assists, all my deaths, all my wins, all my losses, everything you saw on there. Um, so if you guys would like to participate, we'll definitely talk more about this at the team meeting, which obviously, Alex, you won't be there at that.
Unless you want to be.
If you want to drive up, please come join the
Please
team
come
meeting.
up,
You
hang
could
out.
actually, I'll let you Skype in, being as you're not actually part of the team. I will let you Skype in if you would like to participate in the team meeting. Please do. But anyway,
We got couches. You can stay overnight too. I make a mean breakfast. Ask Dalton.
Bring us a notepad. The time, Clark, is 5 p.m. and I will send you the address, but it's at our house.
What, sweet boy? I know.
So for the notepad, though, Alex, what I actually plan on doing is using my armband that I keep the maps in, and I'm gonna have a white piece of paper that shows like kills, deaths, wins for just regular rec ball. This will be pretty easy. So I'll just have a white piece of paper in here with like kills and a line, deaths and a line, and wins and a line, and assists, and just so that I can then take an erasable marker, a dry erase marker, and just mark on your ticks. So as I get a kill, I'll make a tick. It should be pretty quick and easy that way for me. But also during rec ball, for the most part, I'll be able to remember what I did until the end of the game because they're only 10 minutes long. And so after that, I'll just do a quick tally at the end of each round or each rec ball game, which is only 10 minutes long. For scenario play, it'll be a little bit more intense, so I'll have to really keep track of it during the game. It potentially will rub off after one game. I do have a fix for that, which I'm not willing to reveal yet because I don't know about it yet. But yes, I have thought about that, Alex, and it will be fixed. Probably next week. Well, no, next week is Christmas, so I guess we probably won't be doing a live.
It's the 26th. It's the day after Christmas.
Oh, Christmas is Tuesday.
Christmas is
Okay,
Tuesday.
so next week, you will probably see the other Christmas gift that I don't know about.
But he hasn't opened yet.
And you'll see how I fixed that issue. But yeah, so guys, if you want to participate in that, just send me a text, and I will send you, if we're going to go play it all before the team meeting, I will email you the Excel spreadsheet so you can print the page out and have it with you. If we're not going to play before the team meeting, then don't worry about it beforehand because you won't need it before that. That's all I got to talk about today. She's all done. You guys have
It's
anything?
ice cream time.
Anything you want to talk about, guys? When am I going to interview you? Well, you're the one who hasn't been ready for it. Now, I'm in no hurry, Alex, because other than you, who I'm definitely going to interview, I'm not sure I'm going to continue doing those. They were not very popular. I think the most views I got on one was like 20 or 30. They got very few views,
He has
so
all the time in the world.
I don't know that I'm actually going to continue. Even Nightmare, who I thought would like really help my numbers, really didn't. So I don't know if I'm going to continue with them other than yours, because I said I'd do yours and I'm going to do yours. So I'm in no hurry, but yeah, whenever you want, really. I can do it tomorrow. I can do it Friday. Whatever. I might indeed need to do updates if I do continue. We'll see. What's up, pup? What pup?
Well,
What,
he
sweetie?
says he's done. Say goodbye to these nice people, Mommy
What's
and
going on,
Daddy.
bub?
You're not paying attention to me. I don't like it.
Do you want us to go play with you?
I'm
Do you want?
collarless because I was
Are
a
you
bad
jelly
boy,
that we're paying attention to them and not you?
and mommy was not paying attention to me when I needed her to pay attention
Mwah.
to me, and she left the collar in my mouth, and now it's
Well then, if no one else has anything to talk about, then we are gonna leave y'all for the night.
Loki says he loves all of you.
Loki says he loves all of you. Uniforms? You mean? I assume you mean T-shirts and or jerseys? No, they
Just
are
make
absolutely
sure you
not
have
required.
pants on.
Absolutely no required. There is no dress code. I prefer that you not show up naked for legal reasons. Anyone that is over 18 or over, feel free to
No, they
to
can't.
come naked if
They
you want.
can't be naked either because there'll be people under 16.
That's true. No one come
No
naked
one's
because
allowed
there are
to
people
come-
under 18.
So you have to have pants on.
You must have pants on. You can come shirtless if you want. I don't care. But
Pants
no
are-
no dress code
Pants are
by any
on.
means. Yeah. So, Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll
Or
see
happy
you.
holidays, whatever your
Well, yeah. There's
affiliation
more
is.
than when Hanukkah's over, isn't it?
Yes, but I believe Kwanzaa is still
Is
happening.
Kwanzaa still happening? Well, then happy holidays to everybody, and we will see you next week.